Hey everybody, we're going to talk about one of the biggest things concerning your company, and that's hiring. And that new employee that you want might be costing you more than you think. Today, we'll discuss knowing when it's time to hire, how to choose the best fit, state and federal payroll taxes, offering benefits, and providing the right equipment or the tools for that much needed employee, and setting yourself and your new employee up for success from day one. I'm Karen. I'm a CPA, entrepreneur with big ideas, and I'm the mom.
I'm Cadie. I'm a payroll specialist, business owner, and detail-oriented person that makes things happen, and I'm the daughter. Welcome to Cheers to Business.
Cadie, do you remember the first time you had to hire somebody?
Yes.
How scared were you?
Not scared.
What gave you the most concern?
The most concern is the overwhelming information that they need to know because they are the first, and you really don't know what to tell them because you haven't been through that before as far as delegating those tasks.
So did you look up how to interview people, or did you just wing it, or did you have a plan?
I still have kind of a very casual interview process. The questions back and forth, that's not real life. You need someone who you can have an everyday conversation with. And you need someone that, I'm a big vibe and energy person. You need to have that person that you mesh well with, that your team meshes well with. So my interview process, it's really just like you're going to dinner with someone.
I want to make sure that they're going to fit in because I don't want to make any of the other staff feel uncomfortable.
Oh, that's what introductions,
or negative.
Absolutely.
If I'm interviewing someone and I think they're a good chance for the running, I will go and take them to each office.
Oh, we all sit together.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a few more, but it's just easier for me to walk around instead of stopping production.
I know, but I'm just wondering, does that even really give them a chance to see if they mesh? Just that 5-second introduction?
Well, it's more than 5 seconds, and usually, yeah, I think so. I think it's worked for me for this long, and so, I don't see any
I was just comparing. I wasn't saying it was wrong. I was just comparing the different approaches.
I think the reason that I wouldn't want to do that is because, for example, if I were to hire an additional person now, to me, it's kind of like putting them on one side of the table and everybody else on the other, and all these people are looking at this new person.
No, and not like a multi-person interview, but even just all sitting together. Like you have Wine 30, so inviting them to Wine 30.
True.
We do a shadow day where they sign the confidentiality agreement, and then they kind of just sit with each person for an hour to see what that person does and then I hear back from them to figure out what tasks they enjoyed watching or learning about.
Now, I can see that why that would work for you because that all your processes are doing the same thing.
False.
How?
Well, because everybody has certain things that they do. It's not all the same exact thing.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that in the accounting firm that, you have the accountants, you have bookkeepers, you have admin, and there may be an admin person, I may be hiring an admin person that's never done a tax return in their life and wouldn't know where to start. The whole job disparity, I think, is more in the accounting firm.
So just what if you were hiring an admin person that had aspirations to become a tax preparer?
Well, that leads into another topic that we're going to talk about at some point, is that a lot of times I'll hire an intern, they help out with the admin, but they're in school. But I think it's important for them to know all the aspects or touch on them just so that they can know where to grow from.
Absolutely.
Cadie, what have you seen where the learning curve people have?
When you hire someone?
Yeah.
These people have to be trained. When you bring someone on the team, or even if it's just your first hire, you not only have to figure out what your expectations are of that person, they're having their job description.
And let them know those.
Let them know those, review those with them, because it's not fair just to hand somebody a list of expectations and then not approach them until, you're ready to confront them.
Well, somebody's got to help and train them. So you're paying two people and getting half the production of one person.
Yeah. I mean, that's an important thing is, let's say that it's your second hire. So you've got that one person that's going to be training this new person. You've got to make sure that first person isn't so bogged down that they don't have time to train that new person.
And that's exactly my point, in that do not wait to hire somebody until you need them.
When do you know when it's time to hire the person?
You're going to hate this answer. My gut tells me I can feel it gearing up. You're watching the numbers. They're starting to rise a little bit. And all of a sudden, things are speeding up. Stop. I got to get somebody in here before we get slammed.
Exactly. When it is time to gear up They have to be trained. And know your training time for your business. I know ours is 90 days. It is
That's good to know. That's good information for you.
But the learning curve doesn't stop. In any business, you are always learning and growing. So finding those people who are open to that, open to criticism, open to learning.
Well, it's about getting functional.
Yes.
Are they functional on their own, that they're producing and that they're bringing in more money than they're costing you? That's another big point that we didn't even think about when we're going to do this. Everybody wants to be the smartest. Everybody wants to be the best. I created this company. No, you find some person for whatever you're looking for. Get somebody better than you at it. You can't do it anyway. You don't have enough time.
Exactly.
Find somebody that's better at it or is going to be. Then have somebody good at it, train them, but then give them the room to be able to grow, for whatever talent they've been given.
Well, and then I think that's important too. The person that's going to be training this new person, it's important for you, us as leaders, to meet with that person and say, hey, here's my expectations of that person. Because if those two are working hand in hand, it's the one training that you're going to hear most of the feedback from.
You have to make sure the personalities fit too.
Yes.
Because if you've got, you take somebody from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, they are not going to mesh. They're not going to communicate
and while
well.
the performance may be there, if those personalities are clashing, it can ruin everything else.
Oh, you can never see the potential. And I think it diminishes the one that you already have that was great before you put these two together. And it becomes a time bomb.
Have you ever had your team take personality tests?
No, I'm scared to.
No, so we all did, and it was so interesting because it's not saying anything bad about anybody, but it gave us as a team insight to kind of figure each other out and understand each other better.
It's a great idea.
And then
I really do think it's a good
me
idea.
and one other person were the same personalities, and it explained so much. The moment that I realized that she's like me personality-wise, it gave me so much more, I don't want to say respect, but understanding and empathy and sympathy for how she reacts to things.
You're spending all this time and money on this new person that you're hiring, and they really cost more than their salary.
So let's see. You've got your salary.
Yep.
Then as an employer, you have to pay Social Security, Medicare.
You have to match theirs.
Yeah, so if you look at their check stub and see what their Social Security and Medicare, what those numbers are, you have to match that dollar for dollar.
Theirs is going to be 7.65%, so you have to match 7.65% of their salary.
Then you've got state unemployment, which in the state of Alabama, it's going to be 2.7%. So in 1 year, assuming they max out, it's going to be $216 per employee per year until your rate changes.
Because they're only taxed on the first $8,000 in wages in this state, but every state's different.
Every state is different. And then federal unemployment, and you're going to pay $42 per year per employee if they max out, which is taxed on the first $7,000 in wages.
So if they make $7,000 and over, you're going to pretty much pay $42 a year per person.
Correct.
That's
for federal
unemployment.
And then, like you said earlier, if they have 5 or more employees, including the owner, you have to have workers' comp coverage.
I got another cost for you. How about the cost of processing payroll? Because whether they pay Payroll Vault to do the payroll in that fee, if they're in-house, you got either a payroll subscription through your accounting program. You got to have somebody do the quarterly payroll tax returns if you're not running them through that payroll system.
W-2s.
So 941s, 940, SUTA reports,
so
Alabama withholding.
I know, stop. That's people try to get around that by paying people as subcontractors or freelancers.
That's another show.
That's a whole nother world.
It is.
But just be aware of that if you are hiring someone. There's a test you can take to kind of see what they are, but we'll get more into that.
But if you've got that person sitting in your office processing that payroll, I think you need to really look at how long does it take that person to process that payroll.
That's one of the top ways that fraud occurs in business is processing payroll internally.
Oh, I agree. Because they can manipulate so many things. If you have 400, 500, 300, 100 employees, you're really paying attention to an extra one?
Well, and think about keeping time. 8 minutes across 100 employees, 52 weeks of the year adds up.
A client of mine had got your timekeeping stuff, and he realized that one guy was clocking out 5 minutes down the road. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't think that's a big deal because it even showed because it has GPS location. And you think 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at the beginning of lunch, 5 minutes at the end of lunch, 5 minutes at the end of the day. You got 20 minutes that you're paying this person for, and they didn't work it.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes when you pay for something that can make your company better, you're actually saving money in the long run.
Benefits.
Ooh, benefits.
Do you offer insurance?
401k.
Is there a match policy for that retirement? Are you matching some of the insurance?
If it's a small business.
If you do have insurance deductions, are they pre-tax?
Do you know how many different shows we're talking about right now at this one time?
It goes on and on. So, then even the 401k, you've got 401k or you've got simple IRA.
Well, then you got to have somebody administer that 401k.
Yeah.
It has to have a tax return.
Mm-hmm.
Form 5500 for you nerdies out there like me. And then we have...
vacation, sick, PTO. Which
do you have all that?
On the record, I am a big advocate for having a PTO policy, meaning personal time off, versus a separate vacation and sick policy.
I don't want to keep up with it.
I think that's really old school, and the way people...
I think it costs me more money to keep up with it than if they need time, let them take time.
Exactly. What does it matter? Well, I've heard the argument that it sets the precedence. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
The vision of,
I was thinking tone, but...
Yeah, if it's sick time, they're only going to take it when they're sick. And
have you not ever, I'm so sick today, I can't come to sick.
But that's the thing is sometimes people just need a darn day. So I just had someone ask me a question, one of my clients, and I really didn't know how to answer it. Once somebody's hired, I got you. But they ask, as a business owner, how do I know when I need the help, but can I afford it?
It's not the easiest answer, I think, but one of the indicators is when you can't get the work done. We always feel obligated to stay and get it done, but at the end of the day, you can't work anymore.
Right.
So you can't afford not to get somebody because you will, at that point, you're dead in the water.
When you're just sinking.
You're not going to grow. Well, you're going to stay stagnant for a while, and then you're going to sink because you just can't keep up the pace.
When you feel like you're that treading water feeling, and you're just getting lower and lower, and you're tilting your head up.
Don't wait till your head's underwater. I guess that's what I mean by don't wait to hire somebody. Don't wait till you need them. I don't wait till January to hire an accountant.
Yeah.
I got to get them time to get in, learn their people, learn our procedures, because it's got to flow and be efficient by the time we really get hit. So, I may hire somebody at the beginning of December. I know I'm going to eat that month's salary, but I don't view it as eating that month's salary. I view it as an investment to help me and the team and everybody else be better and make it easier on everybody. And then it's just this chain effect of we're good. We sound like the little Tommy Train thing because the train that could, that's right. But it really is like that because you build a momentum when everybody's working together and nobody's lagging or pulling somebody else behind. So it's our responsibility to get that person and take the investment. You can consider it hit all day long, but it's not. And I refuse to believe it because when I put in the time and the money and somebody I believed in, don't forget, you as a business owner chose this person. You chose them. Yeah, they want to work for you, but they need a job too. I mean, it goes both ways. Not everybody has 10 people waiting, begging them to come to work for them. So ultimately, it comes down to the business owner. So you got to stand up, put your big girl panties on, and take responsibility for it.
I think those 10, if you do have those 10 people looking for a job or sending you resumes,
I don't want them.
Really?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't. Because that's always going to be hanging over my head.
That they asked for a job?
No, because, I picked you. I can go get a job over there.
No.
I think it has to be considered.
I think it's one of the biggest compliments when somebody...
Oh, it's a huge compliment, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay.
Nobody's going to stay.
I can't compete with an 85-person firm. Think about it. I'm a small firm. I can't compete with an 85-person firm where they're driving Porsches after this one person that I really want to work for me.
Well, and I think that's when it's looking at people's motivating factors. What motivates them? Is it the flexibility? Is it money?
If somebody that hates big corporate and wants to wear jeans and flip-flops, I'm your girl.
Exactly.
On down days, if you wear the company shirt, wear jeans. My rule is, I don't care how much you pay for the holes in those jeans, no holes in the jeans at my office. But you can wear flip-flops all day long.
Expectations,
no holes.
Okay, so as far as finding those people, We talked about people approaching you, but I think it's important to always be looking. Even if you're fully staffed and you think you don't need help.
Have you ever asked a complete stranger?
Yeah,
if they want to work for you?
I was at lunch at Applebee's way back in the day. Well, not way back. It was
you keep saying that. I have so many more days.
It was a year ago. I think they were still open. But no, it was this waitress, and she made a mistake, and I called her on it, just like, hey, it was like a wrong order or something. And the way she apologized and took...
Was she sincere?
Well, not just sincere, but she owned it. It wasn't even her mistake, but she owned it, and she was so genuine, but not... I don't know. She was just fantastic, and I was like... Is this all you, are you in school or is this all you do? And she was in school for like nursing or something. So she had no interest, but I was like, well, here's my card. Like if you're ever thinking about making a move, I would love to, have a formal interview.
Done it too. I have.
Because I can train payroll, like I can train for my industry.
You can train processes.
I can train processes, but they have to be open to listening to those processes, open to criticism. And that's owning it. And that's what's important to know what skills your people need.
Oh,
let's say you have a print shop. You can train somebody how to make a print on a shirt or, submit an order. But do they have the accuracy? Do they care about the work? I had someone put labels on envelopes, which that's what I started out doing for you. My only job was sticking envelopes.
But they have to be straight and legible.
Those are going to be the best darn labels that were ever stuck on an envelope. But can they take pride in their work? Are they going to make sure that work looks as good as you would have done it?
Right.
They may do it differently, but as long as the end product...
as long as they're not sideways or upside down, that's great. But there has to be some conformity.
Yes.
All right, you agree?
Well, yeah. Well, okay, so people have different ways of doing things.
I agree.
As long as it's efficient and accurate, you do what your heart desires.
It conforms with the company.
We're disagreeing.
No.
I think we might be saying the same thing, but I think we're saying it different ways.
I agree on that.
Yes.
But I think there has to be some form of conformity. Otherwise, what is the mission? What is the culture? What is it you're trying to present to clients if we don't act in the same conformity of perception to whoever your customer is?
But that's the thing. The perception is the end result.
True. But there has to be certain ways to get there.
But
I still don't want a crooked label on an envelope.
Well, exactly. The end result. I don't care. For example, they may have all...
I don't care if you lick it, you put glue on the back. I don't care. But it needs to be straight on the envelope.
My point is companies can get stuck doing the same thing the same way. It's those new people that are going to
agree with that point.
It's going to be those new people who may do it a little bit differently, but let them do it. See what happens.
I love that. I read something the other day and it said, why are you going to hire somebody for their ideas and then tell them to do it your way? So I get what you're saying on that point. So I actually asked people that, do you see a better way to do this? I'm just saying that the foundation of what the company is trying to have people perceive needs to have some kind of rhythm and conformity to it. I think we need to agree to disagree to agree because I think we're saying the same thing.
Yes.
And agreeing, but disagreeing when we don't have to.
Yeah.
So
we're just saying it differently.
I know.
It's
I think
the
that's
balance.
A generation thing.
I think it is.
Yeah. And I do.
You've got to have procedures.
Thank you.
But you've got to have that innovation. We've talked a lot today, but what is your one go-to about retaining employees?
I think the thing I work on the most is trying to communicate more. I make it a point to go to each office every single day that I'm there. And I go, hey, how's your day? What you working on? If somebody been sick or somebody, whatever, you ask about that. And because I truly want to know, I said, what's on your plate for today? Because it's just today. What are you working on? Can I help you? Do you need anything? But, you have to make sure that people, are getting everything that they can. You can make sure they have an add machine and a tape. But are they getting the training they need? Or do they have, how many years have I said, when you leave, I want you to feel productive. Mm-hmm. You have to feel productive. What good is it leaving a place? Why do you want to go back to some place when you left you didn't feel good?
Yeah.
You have to feel productive.
Awesome. So communication.
Bottom line.
And being there for your team.
Bottom line. Yeah. What about you?
I really think it's expectations.
Meaning?
Me taking the time to write down, here's what I expect. Here's what a good job looks like. And I mean, it could be as simple as one of the expectations, a good attitude. Everybody is allowed to have a vent session, but if that's carrying over every day, multiple times a day, it's not going to be accepted just because it interferes with the rest of the team.
Yeah, you got something major in your life happening, everybody's going to understand for a while, but at some point it's going to go too long if it's not well-intentioned.
Because if things start to go south and that person, may have something going on in their life, but you're able to have that communication of, hey, here's the expectations. What can I do to help you meet those expectations?
And every once in a while, they may need a little help on the personal side. You can't do that with a Fortune 500 company, but we don't own Fortune 500 companies.
It's a chess game. Small business is a chess game. They may have something on their plate that they're just not good at. However, you've got person B over here that's really good at that. So being open to shifting those pieces.
I love doing that. But what I have found I'm bad at is trying to force someone into a position that's not a fit for them. That's a total
different conversation.
Yep, and a time bomb. Well, Cadie, you know what? Cheers to leaders in all different companies. I don't care whether you're a business owner. I don't care whether you're a manager or supervisor or whatever title is on that business card of yours, because it takes something to be able to choose people, mold people, teach people, train people, and then retain people. If you do all the first part and then you can retain them, and it is a functioning, adding value to the company experience, then you've achieved something. So cheers to you. Y'all, thank you so much for listening and being here with us today. I'm Karen.
I'm Cadie. Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website cheerstobusiness.com.